Finally, if you'd like to up your rose drawing skills without getting lost in some fussy details, then try this version out. I think it's pretty much foolproof, as a few simple shapes end up looking just like a delicate rose. Follow along with me and I'll show you how easy it is to do. Hi, my name's Kathy, and I've been teaching kids how to draw for over 20 years now. You know, my favorite thing to do is to show students that when you take things one step at a time, learning how to draw just might be easier than you think. The supplies I used to turn this rose drawing into a painting were a sheet of watercolor paper, a pencil, a permanent black marker, a tray of watercolor paints, a brush, and container for water. You may also find a link to a free step-by-step tutorial in the description below. As always, I like to work with center pencil guidelines on my paper. They're also on all of my tutorials, and they really do help you see where to draw. We can start our rose drawing with an oval near the top of our paper. I'm going to make some marks for how tall and how wide it's going to be, and then put my pencil on those marks and carefully draw one side, and then do my best to make a matching half oval on the other side. Okay, we're going to turn this oval into kind of a little cup shape, so I'm going to start on one side and draw a curve, and then draw a matching curve on the other side. I think it helps to make a mark for how far down that cup shape's going to go, and then draw one rounded side of it and the other. Now let's add some petals. We see just a bit of one on the right side. The larger petal on the left overlaps that cup shape and kind of gracefully bends to the left. So draw it, and when you're done, be sure to erase any lines inside so it looks like that petal is in front of the cup. To make that curved shape in the center of the rose, we need to draw a swirl that's inside, and when you're done, draw two vertical lines going down like you see me doing here. Then if you put your pencil on one side of the swirl and draw a line down and erase part of the oval, it looks like you have a nice continuous swirly line. Moving down, we can add those tiny little leaf shapes that are at the bottom of roses. They're actually called sepals, S-E-P-A-L-S. Just a few things to add now, like a gently curved stem. I recommend working slowly so you can make that thickness as even as possible. Then I think I'll add one leaf here near the top with a line inside. Then another leaf like that near the bottom facing the other side to kind of balance things out. Finally, let's finish off with a few little thorns on the sides of our rose. Okay, I'd say this rose drawing is ready to be traced, so get out that permanent black marker and carefully go over all of those pencil lines so we can see them really well. I'm going to take a moment here to erase a few of those pencil lines that I still see. It will really make my painting look a lot neater when I'm done. Now we can move on to painting, so I'm bringing out my watercolor tray and my brush and my water. I think I'll start with the red for the rose petals, so soften that paint a little bit and then just carefully, slowly start filling in all of those petals. After the red rose is filled, then do be sure to wash your brush out really well. We can then move on to the green and soften it up and start filling in the stem and leaves. Remember, if you ever want your color to get darker, just add less water. And likewise, if you'd like it to be lighter, then add a little more water to it. Okay, my stem and leaves are done, so I'm making sure my brush is clean. And then I'm going to fill my background in with a light blue. Feel free to use some other color if you'd like. I just recommend that you pick something that has some contrast, so your rose still does stand out when you're done. Okay, it did take some time to go around those little tiny thorn and leaf shapes, but I think the end result is worth it. Okay, here's another look at my finished rose painting, and a reminder that you don't always have to paint to the edge of your paper. Leaving a little white space can add an extra artsy look to your work. If you enjoyed this art lesson, then check out my website, Art Projects for Kids, where you'll find even more rose drawing projects, including how to draw a circle rose and how to draw a Valentine rose. I hope you check them out too, and I hope you keep on drawing and painting.